Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. On March 7th, 2017, Time magazine put out this article on how Congress can remove Donald Trump from office without impeaching him. And what the article's about is how the Congress and Vice President can agree and vote to remove the president if he's not fit for office. And at the time of this article, it was brought up that Donald Trump had been caught lying, making up facts, creating a false wiretapping rumor. There were these connections to Russia. Was he managing the responsibilities of his job properly? This was written March 7th. We're going to talk about why. It's now the middle of May. It's May 17th today, and we see how this narrative's building. Now the firing of James Comey, more scandal with Russia, memos that are incriminating. Anyhow, on March 7th, 2017, this article told us exactly how Donald Trump's presidency would end. They even got commentary from Al Franken, the former Saturday Night Live comedian, now senator out of Minnesota, to question Donald Trump's mental health. Donald Trump, the actor agent, which he is, playing his part in this agenda. This is all part of a planned agenda. We're watching a theater show that just keeps us going down this path we're on. Path of destruction, path of hopelessness, path of, tune out because what's the point in even paying attention? But look at this. The power that Congress and the Vice President have to remove the President comes from the 25th Amendment, Section 4. And why is this so funny? 25 is a big number with the Donald Trump administration, something I've been talking about since before the selection, or election, if you will. The name Trump in gematria sums to 25, just like Comey. We have this whole staged firing of Comey. It's all theater. Remember, DC's on the 77th meridian. The word theater equals 77. Ford's Theater, where Lincoln was killed, was closed in 77. Reopened 32 years later by Obama, the other actor, the prior actor in the White House. The word theater has gematria of 32 and 77. The theater in D.C. on the 77th meridian, closed in 77, reopened 32 years later. Understand this. America equals 32, theater 32, average 32, college 32, career 32, 7/4/1776, date with 32 numerology. This nation, it's all about mediocrity and being a spectator. That's what America is. This is a nation for spectators. Mediocre spectators who've been made mediocre by this very corrupt, bankrupt system we all live under. But look at this. Amendment, or the 25th Amendment, is going to be what's the end of Trump. You can bet your bottom dollar this is exactly how it's going to end. And in a moment, I'm going to show you why June 3rd is likely the termination date. I'm going to show you why June 3rd. But just a few things. Trump and Comey both 25. Donald Trump's going to be meeting with the Pope on May 24th, the 144th day of the year. We talked about what that date has to do with The Apprentice and You're Fired, and Bill O'Reilly's firing 144 days after his birthday when he was meeting with the Pope. We're going to get to it. Donald Trump with the Pope. Recent people we've seen with the Pope who stepped down. John Boehner with the Pope, then he stepped down from head of Congress. Jeb Bush with the Pope, then he dropped out of the race. So Trump could be puppet president. Then Bill O'Reilly. The word time also has gematria of 25. Time magazine wrote this and made sure to put 25th Amendment in red, like how they put time in red. Remember on Inauguration Day when Melania was the first lady to wear baby blue since Jackie Onassis? Now let's come back and go over all of this. Let's see why this article was written March 7th. And real quick, I want to thank this person, American Dissident. He let me know this thing about 25, and it seems that he must have watched my work on the Super Bowl. Just as a reminder, before the Super Bowl was played, I showed how it was all about Donald Trump and the Patriots would win, and it was all about 25. The Super Bowl was on 2/5. If the Patriots won, it would be the 25th AFC win, which happened on 2/5. It would also be Tom Brady's 25th playoff win, which happened. And then it even happened with the 25-point comeback. It was the 97th season of the NFL. 97 is the 25th prime. Your pro sports are rigged and scripted the same way as your news and elections are. It's all a big show by the Freemasons and Zionist Jews who control the media, who control the money, who have the power. They've had the power. Remember, the name Bill Belichick equals 97. Anyway, Donald Trump, his night before becoming president, he got to speak on January 19th, and all he could talk about that night was the Patriots. I said, look at this, people. This guy's about to become the president, and all he can talk about tonight's the New England Patriots? And how all of his children married into Jewish families? Go back and watch that speech. 10-minute speech, it's short. Literally half of it's about the Patriots and his children marrying into Jewish families. Go watch. January 19th. The first Jewish president, they call him. Because all but his little 10-year-old boy, Barron, have married into Jewish families. In Gematria, Trump sums to the same thing as Jewish, by the way. Anyhow, this article was written on March 7th, 3/7, about how Congress has the power. Congress 37, 3/7, March 7th. Congress also has Gematria 44. And we know what 44 has to do with destroying, killing, terminating. Congress has the power to end Trump as president. Trump's number 45, but only the 44th person to be president, because Grover Cleveland had a split term. He counted as 22 and 24. The count's been off ever since. So we'll talk about some of these things on the screen more. This date, March 7th, 2017, it was a date with 47 numerology. 47 numerology. Understand this, the word time equals 47. We're talking about Time magazine. The tropics on this planet that measure the solstices for the northern and southern hemisphere are 47 degrees apart. Special number. The Freemasons have the 47th problem of Euclid about how to make foundation. Foundation 47. Time 47, Trump 47, President 47, Donald Trump in the 47-story Midtown Hilton Hotel the night of the selection. Barack Obama was 47 when he became president. George W. Bush, a different story. The man meant to be there for September 11th. See my work on it. Bill Clinton became president 211 days before his 47th birthday. 211, the 47th prime. See the video I put out today on the death of Bill Clinton's father and how that foretold he would become president in 93, the 42nd president. We're living out a planned agenda, planned many years in advance. President 47, White House 47, Government 47, Authority 47, DC 47, built by a 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason, which was George Washington, which is Albert Pike, who has the statue in DC, the only Confederate war general with one. France has the Gematria 47, the man again who built DC from France. He even made the roads come to a 47 degree angle like the Freemason compass, which point right at the White House. This number is no joke. Doing things by numbers is no joke. Albert Pike's statue has Morals and Dogma, his book under the arm, the Masonic book. And in that book, it says that Masonry owes all to Kabbalah, the Jewish mysticism that says God created the world with language when he merged the letter with the number. Also, as a reminder, ancient accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry has its headquarters in Washington, D.C., home of the federal government. Notice the 187, like George Washington 187, like Washington, D.C. 187, like Society of Jesus, the name for the Jesuit order. Trump will be with the Jesuit Pope on May 24th. From Trump's June 14th birthday to the Pope's December 17th birthday, a span of 187 days. Society of Jesus, the name of the Jesuit order, Trump and the Pope Jesuits, where Washington, D.C. was once the Catholic colony. That's why D.C. is between Virginia and Maryland. Virgin Mary, Catholic Church, where they worship Mary. Remember the JFK assassination, the only Catholic president, happened in the 187th year of the nation's existence. JFK assassination, 187. A planned termination on 11/22. Notice JFK assassination, 11/22. 11/22 in Dealey Plaza, named after a 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason. You think this is a coincidence? I sure hope not. In 2013, I started to share this knowledge with people. I didn't understand it nearly as well, but I saw it was way beyond coincidence, and everyone told me I was crazy. I'm still waiting for those people to come back and apologize. Now I've showed them more than they've ever known about the world, and they don't have the decency to say thank you. Shows you the kind of nation you live in. A nation where people want to be ignorant, they'll demonize you, call you names, say you need to be medicated, but then you show them, oh no, I'm not mistaken. Actually, I'm very sane, I'm intelligent. Do they apologize? No, they just hide. They cower. They don't want to admit that they've been bamboozled, they've been duped. Anyway, DC, federal government, Scottish Rite Freemasonry, 33rd degree. Again, it's all about 33 vertebrae in your back. Sorry, I had to answer the phone. Just real quick about 33 and this very important number to Scottish Rite Freemasonry. Let me pull up the Gematrinator calculator so you can appreciate this. Manly P. Hall, very famous Freemason, Manly P. Hall, 42, Freemason, 42. He says 33 is all about the amount of vertebrae in our back. And again, people's 33, person's 33. Interestingly enough, the word goyim's 33, which is a word for somebody who's not Jewish, and this is a Jewish practice, gematria, adopted into Freemasonry. But anyway, we have 33 vertebrae in our back, and it's all about spirituality, this meaning. It's all about knowledge and ascension and getting to the pinnacle of using your mind, moving up your own spine, which is the center of your nervous system. And the big key in your mind is your mind's eye, which is your pineal gland. And pineal even is 33, and so is skull. Skull symbolism, very important to Masonry. So 33, it has a meaning, has a reason, special. And with regards to humans in 33, the word name in gematria is 33. The small way, code name's 33. Kind of like how alt is 33 and alternate is 33 the small way. Even on your keyboard, your home row, known as the spine of the keyboard, is ASDFGHJKL. 33. Masonry. They got their hands on things. They built this world around us. For something mind-blowing, if you read about the way DC was designed, there's a major tribute to the moon and 57. Where is it here? Let me do a quick cheat. Here, they're talking about the way DC was built, designed by Freemasons. I mean, look at the degrees up here. 47 degrees, just like on the compass. 57 total degrees. I'll link this so you can read all this, but this is just the way the architecture is set up to have these tributes. With the moon, the stars, the sun. The way DC was designed, like many places that the ancients designed. So 57, George Washington became president at age 57. 4 of the first 6 presidents took office at age 57. Scottish Rite equals 57. DC is the home of the Scottish Rite Freemasons and the home of the federal government. Moon equals 57. That thing about 57 degrees was in regards to the moon. The most powerful branch, it's supposed to be 3 branches, but the most powerful is the Supreme Court, where people have lifetime appointments. Supreme Court has more impact than any other branch, easily. Supreme Court, 57. And with regards to DC and 47, Judge 47, Obey 47, Gavel 47. I just want to punch Judge and Gavel in so you can really appreciate this. Look at all the numbers all the way across. And speaking of 25 and the 25th Amendment on Trump, Judge and Gavel, he appointed his Supreme Court Justice on April 7th. You see? Remember how we were talking about 44 and termination? Scalia died on the 44th day of the year, known as Lupercalia, February 13th, on a ranch. Remember they said they found a pillow over his head? Pillow 87, like Scalia. Wait. Oh, I know what it is. Like Antonin, that's what it is. Antonin, Pillow 87, and Justice. You see that? All 87. It's always propaganda news by the numbers in this country. And with regards to Al Franken, the former Saturday Night Live actor from New York. By the way, New York is 33. There's only 3 states that have full reduction of 33. The first and last, Delaware and Hawaii. And the 6th, Massachusetts. And 1 in reverse reduction, New York. So 4 states have 33 connections. First, last, Massachusetts. Speaking of Kennedy, Kennedy 33 like Massachusetts. But anyway, Franken, Mr. 33, in on the joke. You know how they're doing Trump on SNL, SNL 45, Trump the 45th president. Remember Donald Trump announced as the president on the fall of the Berlin Wall, the anniversary, November 9th, Berlin Wall 45. Reminds of Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty equals 58. Donald Trump, the winner of the 58th presidential election, who ran on a wall. He announced his campaign from the 58-story Trump Tower. Freemasonry 58. Secret Society 58. For the 58th presidential inauguration, they hired 58-year-old Steve Ray. Again, you can't make this stuff up. It's amazing how they've done this. First, they figured out the mathematics of the world, and then they built it into a language. And that's the language we speak, and nobody ever told us about. They say in the 50 years that this has existed, it's never been used. Donald 50, America 50. Will Donald be the first? Here's the closer. From Inauguration Day, well, here, let's do this first. From the date of this article, March 7th, to the Comey firing was 63 days. When you sum 1 through 63 together, it sums to 2016. Donald Trump selected in 2016. The whole Comey thing, Hillary thing started in 2016. From March 7th, the date this article was written about the 25th Amendment and Trump, by Time, which is more than a magazine, it's our government, it's our authority. From March 7th to May 23rd, the day we're looking at, Donald Trump will be in Jerusalem. Speaking of 58, check it out. Donald Trump will be in Jerusalem on Jerusalem Day, May 23rd. Date I've been talking about for more than a year. Jerusalem Day has gematria 44 like Israel. Again, Trump, the 44th person to be president. There were 44 kings of ancient Israel, all men. Trump, the 44th male to be president. And if Trump does get kicked out, Mike Pence will be the 45th man to be president. Look at Mike Pence forwards and backwards, 45. He'd be president number 46, but he would be the 45th man to be president, Mike Pence. Isn't that a little bit too much? Remember how it started with the saving of Carrier in Indiana, Mike Pence's state? You see? So anyway, from March 7th, the date of the article, to June 3rd, 6/3, which is like 63 days to the Comey firing in a way, 6/3, 63. That is 88 days. And remember, Trump equals 88, George Washington 88, 88 constellations. This has to do with math, the world we live in, the sun, the moon, the stars. 88 constellations, Trump 88, George Washington 88, a city built around astrology. Astrology equals 42 like Freemason. So I looked more at that June 3rd date. And I said, what is it from Inauguration Day to June 3rd? And I said, oh my God, it's 134 days. 134, I just busted this open. House of Cards equals 134. Remember, I'll just show you this. The president in House of Cards, the fictional TV show that is as real as what's going on in this nation, House of Cards keeps having episodes where things like that end up happening in the real news. The real news. You know what I mean? But anyway, the president's name in that show is Underwood. Underwood has gematria 47, like president, and 119. Remember, Trump is 47, like president. And if you pull in Jewish gematria, Donald equals 119. Like how he was announced as the president on November 9th, the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. If you missed my work on the World Series in the presidential election, it was all connected. It was the 112th World Series. The FBI was established in 1908, the same time the Cubs last won the World Series. Major League equals 108, 108 double stitches on a baseball. 108-year drought for the Cubs, tallest building in Chicago, 108 stories. Things are so planned out in this nation, I can't explain it enough. The Masons have built a big puzzle around us. It's sports, it's news, it's politics. Donald Trump in 2010 doing that commercial with digital sheep, number 11 and 9. By the way, that was a CERTA ad, and now it's coming back to me. CERTA equals 63. When you sum 1 through 63, 2016. Just in case you've never seen my videos on this, a lot of people followed this ever since I let it be known. Donald Trump, CERTA 2010, ad sheep. This should pull it up. I want to show you these images. And you can go back and watch this commercial. It ends with a sheep literally saying to the audience, "Where is your dignity? Where is your dignity?" Look at this. Donald Trump, the same suit and tie he wore election night. This commercial's from 2010. Sheep 11, 9. Named president on November 9th. Followed the Berlin Wall. You know? So anyway, House of Cards is the name of the TV show with President Underwood that has all these parallels with Trump and what's going on in the world. House of Cards 134. That'll be 134 days from Inauguration Day. Trump, House of Cards, Trump card. You know what I mean? Tisha B'Av, which is the Jewish holy day of remembrance for the destruction of the two temples. Think about Trump. He's going to be in Jerusalem on Jerusalem Day, where they want to build the third temple, the first Jewish president, 44 kings of Israel. Tisha B'Av in Jewish gematria equals 911. The destruction of the two temples, the destruction of the two towers. Donald Trump predicted it in his book that came out years before the election. His book, you guys, Donald Trump's book that predicted 9/11 and blamed on Osama bin Laden. Look at this. Donald J. Trump and Sumerians 888, just like The Art of the Deal, his first book, and he uses the name Donald J. Trump as an author. From the release of that book before 9/11 to the day he became president was 888 weeks. You want to talk about scripting. 888 weeks earlier, the book comes out, The America We Deserve. You know, Mr. Make America Great Again. I want to show you something about Trump card in light of House of Cards too. Trump card has gematria of 114, just like President of the United States has gematria of 114. Do you see? Do you see the 147? 147 windows at the White House. U.S. President, 147. Freemason, 147. Conspiracy, 147. $1, 147. And who's on that? George Washington, that Washington, D.C. is named after, where there's 147 windows at the White House. James Comey fired on his 147th day of being 56. Washington, D.C. has gematria of 56. But anyway, Tisha B'Av has to do with destruction. When 9/11 went down, the markets went down. This is what they're already building. You know, Wall Street right now is uncertain because of what's going on with Trump. Do you guys understand this is all manufactured bullshit? Why should Wall Street give a fuck what the president's doing? Like the president has any authority on anything. Who cares if Donald Trump's not tweeting? People are still going to work. People are still buying shit. Donald Trump doesn't make a fucking bit of difference. He's a puppet stooge. We are given these bullshit narratives and lies for ongoing deception, tampering with the world we live in. These markets are taken down by the richest people who control them intentionally. And then they come back and buy everything for pennies on the dollar once everybody loses everything in the wake of their planned madness of collapsing economies. This has happened so many times in history. It's about to happen again, and it's going to happen with Donald Trump, the casino manager from New Jersey, as the president of the White House. Now check this out. From him meeting with the Pope, Donald Trump's going to Jerusalem for Jerusalem Day, and then he's going to the Vatican, where the Jesuits are. And by the way, with this whole 119 thing, 11 and 9, Francis equals 119, like Vatican 119, like all-seeing eye 119, like Star of David. He's going from the Star of David land to the Vatican land 119, all part of the master plan 119. And I want to put up Star of David one more time. Notice the 1045, lose that 0, 14/5, that's Israel's Independence Day in 48. 48. Mark Zuckerberg has the May 14th birthday, like 14/5 in 84. Mark Zuckerberg, the Zionist agent who goes around with the Star of David inside of his hoodie. United States of America is also 84. So check this out. From the day he meets with the Pope, May 24th, the 144th day of the year, to June 3rd, which looks like it might be his last day, it'll be the perfect day for Pence to take over as the 46th president. From May 24th to June 3rd is 10 days. 10 days later equals 144. Like Jesuit order equals 144. Like you're fired, his hit line from The Apprentice equals 144. And check this out, you guys. The Apprentice 211, that's the 47th prime number. You know, we covered that. Notice also the 68, Donald John Trump 68, CIA 68, World Trade Centers constructed in 68, Solomon's Temple was the tribute that was the World Trade Centers in Tisha B'Av. 911 made the national emergency dialing code in 68. Tisha B'Av, 911. I'm saying all this too fast because I've said it a million times before. The point is we're living out a planned agenda. By the numbers, the World Trade Centers were built in 68, the same year 911 made the national emergency dialing code, 33 years before they came down, and the symbolism that they were. This occult knowledge is being used for evil in this world, if you don't get that already. This knowledge wasn't intended for evil, but that's what it's being used for. All this 144, again, Donald Trump's the 44th person to be president. When you write out 44, it sums to 144. June 3rd, 2017, 10 days after his meeting with the Pope, a date with 46 numerology. He was born in 46. Sacrifice equals 46, so does Catholic. 10 days after visiting the Catholic Pope. Remember, JFK was killed at 46. He was the 35th president. Again, we did the 187, the JFK assassination. We're covering a lot here. I just want to make sure it's all sticking. JFK, the 35th president, dead at 46 in the 187th year of the nation's existence on 11/22. JFK also died on the first day of Sagittarius, 144. His brother died at 1:44 in the morning, reportedly, by the numbers. Martin Luther King Jr. was killed on April 4th. In Lincoln's journal, he wrote on April 4th, 1865, that he had a bad dream about being assassinated. He'd be shot 10 days later, 144, on Good Friday, April 14th, 14/4, 144. That's our number that represents time, 1,440 minutes in a day. Square root of 144 is 12, like the number of months, like the number of hours in the morning and evening. The 12th Fibonacci number is 144, as amazing as it is. If you don't know about the Fibonacci numbers, check them out. They even have Gematria 44. Fibonacci 44. The 12th Fibonacci number is 144. And have you ever wondered why we spell 40 without a U? I mean, logically, there should be one there. But there's not. It's because the whole language is based on this system. And 44 and 144 are a pairing that get used again and again. That's why this makes so much sense for Trump to go out this way. With the Pope visit, in light of everything else, Bill O'Reilly, 144 days from his birthday, the same day with the Pope, he was "you're fired" by Fox News. Really just a planned retirement by the numbers. Just like this would be a planned retirement for Donald Trump from celebrity. Well, I'm sure we'd probably hear from him again, but he's been in the limelight for a long time, since 1984. So I'm going to link all this information below. Read this post here about DC. I mean, this stuff's awesome. Awesome. It's amazing. And again, you can go back and check out my work on the Comey firing by the numbers. And then they brought in Henry Kissinger the next day, born on the 147th day of the year. Born in Bavaria, 147 years after the Bavarian Illuminati established. Established May 1st, 1776, just before the American Revolution. You know? All right, Truth Seeker, I'm done. Until next time.